Nowadays, relationships often feel like a losing game for men. You are expected to invest significant time, effort, and money into a person who could cheat on you at any moment without consequences and who has likely already been with many other men. Meanwhile, you could casually date multiple partners with fewer costs and risks, while genuinely being desired by several women instead of one woman who may mostly appreciate you for your money and resources. Story 1. A good woman makes life richer. Love that is not transactional, loyalty that does not waver, and someone who sees the man behind the money is not fantasy. That is rare, but rare is not impossible. You just have to be real with yourself, patient, and uncompromising with your values. Story 2. Well, my fiancée was with me when I had nothing. I was a broke student, a bit chubby, and did not have much going for me. She stayed through my worst, so I have no intention of leaving her now that I am doing better. I love that girl. She has always been supportive and by my side. When you meet someone like that, you will understand why serious relationships can be worth everything. Story 3. Companionship and building a life together are more enjoyable than casual sex with a stranger I am never going to see again, at least for me. Story 4. Meanwhile, you could just as well only sleep around casually, incurring much lower costs and risks while being genuinely desired by multiple women. No, original poster, you could not. Story 5. There is only one reason. Some of us get lucky and find a good partner. The rest of us see that and think, damn, I want that. However, it is about as much based on luck as it is on effort. Good luck. Story 6. Life is richer when you have a witness to share your wins, your losses, your joy, and your heartbreak, and to hold you and honor you through all those good and hard times. There are good women out there. You just have not found one for you yet. Story 7. Meaning and purpose. Sleeping around gets old, and even when you are casual about things, you end up feeling apathy. You also realize at some point that you have a limited amount of energy and attention in the day, and you might want to allocate more of it to a single person. That has been my experience at least, and while I have to find someone worthy of that, it would be my first choice over a string of casual experiences. Story 8. I'm going to level with you. You've revealed some deep-seated problems with how you think about women and relationships. Relationships are not transactions where you get sex in exchange for money, shelter, and handyman services. You also reveal a double standard on sleeping around. You seem to think a woman having had sex with other men in the past devalues her, while you sleeping around with other women in the past is just fine. I think it's worth considering speaking to a therapist. Too few men seek therapy because they think it makes them weak or something like that. Story 9. Meanwhile, you could just as well only sleep around casually. Can you? I cannot. Casual sex is difficult to come by for most straight men. Story 10. Once you have enough casual sex, it becomes boring. You eventually want to build a life with someone. When you find the right person, the time, effort, and money are things you will enjoy providing. Additionally, not many great men have reached the highest levels of success without a woman by their side, even if she was only for show. Story 11. I mean, sure, you can do that if you want to. That's a valid lifestyle, I suppose. Although I find the complaint about potential long-term partners having slept with other people hilarious when the obvious alternative you propose is just casual sleeping around. Tell me you're influenced by those on the street thought interviews on TikTok without telling me. But I love my wife. She's the best partner I could ask for and makes my life better in a million different ways. I love my children. Love watching them grow, learn, and experience life. My life is infinitely better with them, and I not only can't imagine it without them, I don't want to. Do your own thing, but having a serious long-term relationship is the best thing I've ever done. Story 12. Who cares if they have slept with other people? People sleep with others too. Finding the perfect partner is possible. I have been married for 22 years, and people still admire us as a couple. We put in the work for each other, we love each other, and I know my spouse is not going to cheat on me. Story 13. There will be a million excuses for the point, but deep down, I think the original poster already knows the truth. There is no point unless you want a child or a sexual relationship with one person. Story 14. You could say the same things about women. However, a good relationship makes life better in a way that casual flings do not. Story 15. If you can date casually and consistently, more power to you. However, some people prefer the familiarity of having a single partner they know intimately. Story 16. Relationships are shared experiences. What you are describing is a transactional interaction, not a relationship based on mutual love and respect. I hope you find the latter soon because it will be transformative. Story 17. The main reason is legacy through marriage. Unfortunately, the dual mating strategy is now widely known. Women spend their 20s being used and abused by bad boys and players. Many end up having children out of wedlock with these men. Being a stepfather is a huge liability and not worth it. Then, in their 30s, they look for a stable and wealthy man to marry. The divorce rate is high for a reason. They do not truly desire the men who want to marry them. Finding a woman who has self-respect and does not sleep around with bad boys and players is rare these days. Story 18. Because that connection with the right person is unbeatable by anything else. There are also some tax benefits in certain cases. The problem is most men who do not see a reason for a serious relationship simply have not met someone worthy of being in one. You do not have to rush into a relationship, but when you meet the right person, you will most likely want it. Some people never do, so you could be one of those who prefer casual relationships, and that is fine too. To each their own, as they say. Story 19. Companionship. I am not having children with a one-night stand. Nowadays, relationships seem like a losing game for a man. I won. Story 20. My life is better with my wife. She contributes just as much as I do to the relationship. We make each other's lives easier, less stressful, and more enjoyable. I am living and having regular intimacy with my best friend. We go out on dates, travel, and live an amazing life that would not be possible without her. Story 21. Been married 31 years, the last 28 to the same woman. It is amazing when you find the right person. There are ups and downs, and the selfishness accepted in our culture makes it harder. The divorce rate is going down, though. It is that lifelong friendship, someone who shares memories, raised one or two children with, has the same goals and values your happiness as much as their own. It has to go both ways, that makes life much more pleasant. Story 22. The key is for you to define the terms of the relationship that you are looking for. It does not have to be the same as everyone else's. You are not restricted to having a relationship with just one person. Be upfront with what you are looking for, and you are more likely to get it. Story 23. I don't know. To me, having sex with someone just to never see her again feels like it might break my heart. So the path of serious monogamous relationships is what is best for me. I have no issues with casual sex, but sex with a dedicated partner seems far more desirable as that physical intimacy can be coupled with emotional intimacy. That is not to mention actually getting to know her, her experiences in life, and having a simultaneously platonic, romantic, and sexual relationship with her. Again, nothing in life is for everyone. Aromantic people exist, but I am not one of them. Story 24. I dated casually after becoming single following a 6-year relationship at age 20. By 26, I was honestly bored and decided to stop. Now, I have a much better partner, the kind you genuinely want to be with. She has a good job and we share many hobbies. Beyond physical attraction, she could be my best friend if she weren't my girlfriend. That's the way to go. She is independent financially and in other ways, and together we make a great team. Story 25. A good and healthy relationship with a good woman, where you both align on the same path and put in the necessary work, will enhance and improve your overall quality and experience in life in many ways. A bad relationship with the wrong woman can destroy a man's life in ways he never thought possible. The secret is to put in the effort to thoroughly evaluate and find a good woman, and to become the type of man who can identify and be with that type of woman. Story 26. It's a losing game because you see it as such. Serious relationships and marriages are investments, not games you play. I'm married to a good woman. Of course, she's my wife and the mother of my child. Why would I marry someone who isn't? Anyway, I'd say she's the most important decision I ever made in my life, and she's worth it. She's smart and opinionated, level-headed, emotionally intelligent, has a good heart, playful and witty, caring, respectful, and very loyal. For me, she's a rare find. I wanted and needed someone who can be a great partner in making life decisions and overcoming obstacles while making everything worthwhile. She's it. Some say the grass is greener on the other side, but for me, the grass is greener when you water it. When you find that rare kind of woman, you nurture her and never let her go no matter what. I can't say our relationship before marriage was easy. It needed a lot of work, especially on my part, as I was pretty immature and insecure when we met. Meanwhile, she was very mature and smart about everything. I was actually intimidated by her, not because she was arrogant or anything, but because she was really smart and could see right through me. She broke up with me once because of that. I respected her more for that. It showed that she wasn't playing around. I had to work on myself to be deserving of her. I wanted no other woman but her. It took a while and many ups and downs before things between us became better than how we started. The thing is, a good woman requires a lot of time, effort, money, and commitment. She's an investment, but she's an investment that also discerns. So if you want her and want to build a future with her, you have to meet her standards as well. Good investments with high returns require big capital and carry higher risks because they require vulnerability. But you're looking for a partner for the rest of your life, so it will be all worth it. I think most men worry about investing in a woman because they're scared she will leave them. But the right question is, will you be giving her reasons to leave or to stay? If you believe you have a good and loyal woman, which realistically is not easy to find these days, get your priorities and actions straight. Getting a good woman is one thing, keeping her is another. Most men fail at the second part because it's not easy. Ego usually makes it harder. Trust me, I've been there. If you trust that you are with a good woman who is smart, loyal, and respects you, what's the point of arguing against her when deep down you know she has a point? Drob the ego. That's how you make a relationship with a good woman last. But don't be a doormat. They prefer men with initiative and foresight. Perhaps I'm just lucky though. My wife never nags. She communicates very well. She never yells at me but is never afraid to call me out when I'm being an ass. She's not perfect, but I admit I still have a long way to go to be as good a partner as she is. Sleeping around for me is a waste of money, time, and effort. It's like starting on ground zero with every woman. It lacks stability. At the end of the day, who do you go home to that you can trust and who truly cares for you and only you? It's also risky in terms of sexual health since you never know how safe she is or how many sexual partners she has had. Hookup culture doesn't really work for me, but it's just a preference. Everyone can do whatever they want. Serious relationships and marriage will always be the smart choice for me over casual encounters. Spending money, time, and effort on different women is like throwing money and energy in the air. Not smart. Story 27. Nowadays, relationships often feel like a losing game for men. Are they really? You are expected to put significant time, effort, and money into a person who could cheat on you at any moment without consequences and who has likely already been with many other men. Men can do the same. Meanwhile, you could casually date multiple people with fewer costs and risks while being genuinely desired by many women instead of just one who may mostly like you for the money or resources you provide. And then die alone. Story 28. How about you date and sleep around until you meet that one woman you see as having potential after a long time getting to know her? Regardless, just have fun with it and let things happen as they may. Story 29. Your description of relationships is an exaggeration of the worst possible outcome. Eventually, the bad ones tend not to be that bad, and in any event, you have much more control over the outcome than you are acting like. You pick a good woman, you keep dating her even when it becomes long-term, and it pays dividends. She will make you a better man and give you confidence and purpose that will lead to greater success in life without her. You could just do casual sex, but if you are avoiding relationships, it is also a losing game. Eventually, the best women your age get taken off the market. Then you are stuck with the leftovers or you go younger. If you are avoiding going younger, they will expect that you provide money and things because you are older and not dating material, just fun for a weekend because you have money and can pay for things they cannot afford. I have been married for more than 20 years, And I promise you my sex life is better than any casual player in his 20s. So there is that. Story 30. Obviously, the women who have slept around and subtle gold diggers will attack you in this post, as well as men who are okay dating women who have been around the block. But you have preferences and you are entitled to them. You want a woman with a good past and intentions, just like women want a man with a bright future. So what do? You seek women who match your values. Not everyone is the same. Story 31. For me, companionship, shared experience, shared resources, living with my favorite person, sex that improves every time, a relationship that deepens every year, and someone to watch bad television with at the end of a long day. There is very little I miss about being single and having casual partners with whom I only share a few drinks and superficial sex. Everything in my life is better because of my partner. Story 32. Not everyone is a cheater or enjoys sleeping with many guys. I'm sorry to say this, but it seems to me you have been a bit unlucky. Story 33. Detach value from body count. Brother. Obviously, if you do not want to be with someone who has a triple-digit body count, that is fair. But people need to be allowed to make mistakes. Yes, being peer pressured into hookup culture is a mistake, just like being peer pressured into using drugs is a mistake. What if you meet a girl who did the hookup thing with 5 or 6 guys and she hated it? She was only doing it because her friends said it would make her feel good about herself, but it only caused more damage. Even if she does not regret it and does not have a high body count, she is experienced. She can make you come hard, and she wants to do that for you. I have no response to anything else in your post. Just stop slut-shaming, man. Story 34. The same point applies to everyone. There is no greater joy in life than being in a loving and happy relationship with the person you love. All the risks you mentioned have nothing to do with being a man. They exist equally for women. If all you want is sex, then of course a serious relationship does not interest you. However, the benefits of a good relationship are amazing. Story 35. You can say the exact same thing in reverse. A woman having a relationship with a man is investing time, effort, and money into someone who can cheat on her on a whim, and he has already been unfaithful to other women. Story 36. Sounds like you have been hurt, but not all relationships are like that. If you are only meeting people who use you or cheat, that is more about who you are choosing than the whole situation being unfair. Real relationships feel different when it is love, not transactions. But if casual relationships are your preference, that is fine. Just do not assume everyone else is behaving dishonestly too. Story 37. Amen. Very few women let alone love their partners. Most of them settle because they want someone to pay their bills and subsidize their lifestyle, and the resentment simmers from day one. Story 38. I am going to be honest. A lot of the time, people are just terrible at choosing the right partner. They fixate on superficial things that are not enough to cultivate a relationship. They also have their own issues and biases that they are not aware of. For example, you have emotional baggage that will most likely affect your future relationship. Story 39. There is more to serious relationships than sex and desire. You are downplaying the importance and value of companionship, emotional support, and love. It is also better for children if you want to start a family someday. If you are not into those things, there is nothing wrong with that. Just stick to casual relationships. But if you want those things, there is no true replacement for a loving and supportive partner. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.